Ready. First telescopic observation of the night sky by Galileo Galilei. Germany invented the V2 rocket, bringing human technology closer to the space. First man-made object in space with V2 rocket. Sputnik 1, first artificial satellite sent to the Earth orbit. The dog Liger, first mammal in orbit. Yuri Gagarin, first human space flight. Apollo 11. Neil Armstrong, first human on the moon. And first word spoken from another world. Soyuz 1, first space station launched into the Earth orbit.
3, 2, 1.
Voyager 1, first space probe launched by NASA to study the outer solar system and interstellar space. Columbia, first space shuttle, space transportation system, reusable spacecraft go into service. Mir, first consistently inhabited long-term research space station. Hubble Space Telescope, the largest and most versatile space telescope, orbits outside the distortions of Earth's atmosphere. Thaicom 1, first Thai telecommunication satellite go into service. International Space Station, first multinational space station. THEOS, Thailand Earth Observation Satellite goes into service. Starlink, the satellite internet constellation operated by SpaceX launched. THEOS 2, the second Thailand Earth Observation Satellite successfully launched into orbit. What does the future look like? We don't know. That's why we are here to shape our own.
Good morning, honored guest, speaker, and everyone here at Queen Sirikit National Convention Center here in Bangkok. And also greeting to everyone who's watching us live broadcasting via our social media platform. Welcome to Thailand Space Week 2023, fostering global value chain. My name is Chanchai Prati Watanawong. I am going to be your host this morning. As you can see from the video presentation, space has always been mankind's greatest ambition. And we came a long way since we launched our first rocket into space. Now, we are living in the age of space exploration. And now, we are getting closer and closer to space more than ever before. Thailand sees the importance of bringing knowledge and understanding of space exploration to everyone, not just to astronauts, not just to scientists, not just to government official, but to every ordinary citizen. Because knowledge from space has enormous implication in our life. It could create innovation, drive economic growth, and enhance our quality of life. That is why every leading country in the world sees space as the new frontier for humankind. GISTDA, together with strategic partners, organized the Thailand Space Week 2023. Please allow me to welcome Dr. Pakorn Apapan, GISTDA Executive Director, to come up on stage and welcome all of us to the Thailand Space Week 2023.
Her Excellency Ms. Supamat Israpakdi, Minister of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation. His Excellency Dr. Hiroshi Yamakawa, President of JAXA, distinguished guests around the globe, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to extend our warm welcome to all of you to Thailand Space Week 2023 today. This is a great privilege for us to host this event on behalf of the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation of Thailand, alongside with GISTDA. Thailand's journey in space activities span over the 5 decades, mainly focused in Earth observation and its applications. Also in telecommunication business, like Thaicom. We also do the space application in weather forecast in the last 5 decades. However, in recent years, I think everyone knows about new space economy. The new space economy become the very important factor to make change in space in Thailand. Supported by our government visions, we aim to foster the space community strongly enough to be like mechanism to drive our nation with the space economy. Presently, Thailand shows a diverse spectrum of players in space domain, including satellite manufacturers, ground segment enterprise, technology companies using space-derived data, space startup, and various government entities increasingly joining space-related activities. Therefore, we shouldn't restrict space communities to just in-country. We will open our eyes to what the world is eager to discover. I have a chance to visit many space events around the world, and I have dreamed to hosting such kind of event in Thailand, like today. The International Space Event, this is very important to boost up Thailand space economy. As a Thailand Space Agency leader, I have engaged with many space agencies and companies. And today has arrived, the day that Thailand is ready to host such international event like today. And I think my dream has come to become reality today. In the past, we used to have this kind of event, we call it geoinfotex, but it's mainly based on applications. And this year, we proudly present International Space Event in Thailand, signify our commitment to lift off Thailand's presence onto the global space stage. Thailand, we not only wish to organize such international event like this, we have the visions for the next 5 years. We want to make sure that we make use of the space technology wisely. We wish that in 5 years, space can be used to make our better life living environment. We want to make sure that space technologies can bridge the digital divide. Because space, to bridge the digital divide, right now, I think we have technology convergence. Space is one of the important tools. Third, we wish that in 5 years, space will be fully benefit to our government. Government will be using space technology to their operation for their decision making. Vice versa, we wish that government will support space business and space technology. We want to make sure that we can grow up, we can strengthen space business in Thailand with support of government. Fourth vision, we want to push space technology for future mankind. In the future, very near future, you're going to see a lot of satellites around the world. We need spaceport. Thailand is one of the best locations in the world to make spaceport. We are now doing the feasibility study to see the feasibility of making spaceport in the future in Thailand. Not only that, we plan to join and we're joining many international collaboration like moon, go to the moon like with Artemis, with China, we cooperate with Japan, many countries, experiment in ISS with Japan and other countries. This is space for future mankind that we want to support, want to going forward in the next 5 years. And the fifth one, this is very important. We want to make sure that we will strengthen the regional collaboration and with space economy. Space is not activity that can do only one country. Space cannot. There's borderless collaboration for space. So we want to grow up, want to strengthen the regional collaboration for space activities in these areas. Of course, the strengthened regional collaboration is the essence of this event, which is why we gather today. It covers the way of realizing the fourth author vision that I mentioned earlier. Within this event, you will encounter a remarkable area of opportunities. We are privileged to welcome His Excellency Deputy Prime Minister tonight and the ministers this morning to participate in our event. In this event, you will see 35 sessions alongside over the 150 distinguished speakers representing global leaders in space agencies and companies. You can see the exclusive business matching session awaits, connecting 80 space companies for the potential collaborations. You're going to explore the more than 30 exhibitors showcasing innovation and cutting-edge technologies. This event will foster a platform of forging space partnerships and friendships among representatives from 25 countries. In conclusion, we expect the announcement of numerous agreements and investments related to Thailand Space Week 2023, exceeding 15 billion Thai baht or $0.5 billion US. This marks a significant milestone for Thailand and the entire region in the space business. Lastly, I extend my sincere wish for your enjoyment of this event and the achievement of valuable insights and the long-term partnership. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pakot Apapan, Executive Director of GISTDA. GISTDA is an organization that brings together the value of space technology and geoinformatics for the greatest benefit of humanity that has been working very, very hard to bring us closer to space. Next, please welcome Kun Supamat Isra Phakdi, Minister of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation of Thailand, to give her remark about this event.
His Excellency Dr. Hiroshi Yamagawa, President of JAXA, distinguished guests around the globe, ladies and gentlemen, Welcome to Thailand Space Week 2023. As the Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation of Thailand, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this remarkable event that highlights the significance of utilizing space technologies and capacities to generate value across diverse sectors and industries. We have gathered here today to celebrate a significant milestone in Thailand's journey toward a space-based economy. Just 3 weeks ago, I had the privilege of traveling to French Guiana to witness the launch of the TOS-2 satellite. This experience provided me with valuable insights and a deeper understanding of the benefits of investing in space. I wholeheartedly believe that space will be leveraged in various aspects with the purpose of driving innovation, economic growth, social development, and our planet's sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, Thailand Space Week is a purposeful event to facilitate knowledge sharing, idea exchanging, and business opportunity identifying. This event is open to participants from all countries around the world and aims to contribute to the advancement of the space economy for all of us. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to GISTDA for hosting the exceptional event. Finally, I want to extend my warmest welcome to every one of you for Thailand Space Week 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kun Supamas. Please stay on the stage for the moment. And I would like to invite Dr. Pakon to come back on stage for the official opening ceremony. And I also would like to invite Police General Suwat Jang Yodsuk, Chairman Board of Director of GISTDA, and Mr. Patompop Suwansiri, Chief Executive Officer of Thaicom, to come up on stage and join us for the official opening ceremony. Now, we are going to count down to the official opening ceremony of the Thailand Space Week 2023. We are going to count down 5 seconds. When we count to 1, then you can touch the LED screen. Are you ready? Are you ready? Then let's count down together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Thailand Space Week 2023. We are officially begin the event. We have a lot of experts from leading organizations that are going to discuss about the advancement of space technology. And can I ask the 4 honorable guests to stand in front of the stage for group photos? And now, can I ask all the executive and guests who sit in the front row to come up on the stage and join us for the group photos? Please come up on the stage. Thank you. We invited everyone. This event is possible because of GISTDA working with our good partnership who share the same vision that is further and beyond our world. Thank you everyone for your wonderful smile, for a beautiful group photo. Now, คุณสุภมาศ อิสระภักดี Minister of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation of Thailand will have a tour at our exhibition on the right. We have a lot of leading companies from many countries that come here to showcase their latest technology and their achievement of space exploration. Meanwhile, on this stage, there is another video presentation you can watch, or you can choose to have your coffee break for about 20 minutes. After that, we will be back here for our morning session. We are going to begin with our first plenary program on the topic of space-derived big data, transforming policy into action. And then we are going to have our second plenary this morning. It will be on the topic of from sky to society, how space drives people, prosperity, and sustainability. For now, please enjoy the video presentation and coffees. And we will come back here again in 20 minutes. Thank you.
Following the launch of the first quasi-zenith satellite in 2010, an additional 3 satellites were launched in 2017. The Quasi-Zenith Satellite System, or QZSS, provides highly precise and stable services in the Asia-Oceania regions while maintaining compatibility with GPS. The system has started to provide services with a 4-satellite constellation from fiscal 2018. Enabled by the reception of signals from satellites such as GPS satellites, navigation systems in cars and smartphones have become essential to our lives. Named after its 8-shaped orbit that passes directly above Japan, the Quasi-Zenith Satellite, or QZS, provides highly precise and stable positioning services that cannot be obtained merely by GPS. As the QZS located near the zenith is visible from positions where signals from GPS satellites are unstable, continuous positioning will become possible. By utilizing one-of-a-kind augmentation signals from the QZSS, high-precision sub-meter level and centimeter level positioning will also become a reality. During times of disaster, the QZSS sends evacuation information and enables the communication of information on evacuees through the satellites. The QZSS, which will drastically change the landscape of positioning services, is expected to be utilized in various fields. As the QZS flies almost straight above us, people in mountainous regions or urban areas will be able to receive stable positioning information not accessible with GPS alone. Position information from the QZSS will help ensure the safety and security of children and the elderly. Where is your child playing? Where is your child walking after cram school? If an elderly person has lost his way, his family can instantly locate him with the stable position information provided by QZSS located straight above us and go to his assistance. Road pricing is a system that automatically charges vehicles using toll roads as seen in Singapore. The QZSS will enable accurate positioning of vehicles even in urban areas with a lot of high-rise buildings, thus enabling the proper charging of tolls. The movement and position of sports players who wear QZSS terminals can be precisely monitored even in a poor GPS signal environment, such as in urban areas or within a stadium. Such application has already been instrumental in strategy analysis and effective physical training. Unmanned aerial vehicles, or drones, are being utilized more than ever in various fields, such as logistics and land surveying. Using highly precise position information realizes more accurate and safe logistics services, as well as more efficient land surveying. The QZSS enables centimeter-level high-precision positioning that cannot be achieved with GPS alone. In driver assistance and automatic driving, it is vital to monitor the current position of the vehicle accurately and continuously. The signals from the QZSS are less likely to be interrupted even in urban canyons, making it possible to determine vehicle position accurately to the lane level. The QZSS enables driver assistance such as traffic lane guidance tailored to your destination, as well as safe automatic driving in combination with onboard sensors. In the field of agriculture, utilization of the QZSS's high-precision positioning information will improve the sophistication of IT agriculture. The QZSS's centimeter-level positioning information will make it possible to operate agricultural machinery automatically or in formation. This will enable efficient agriculture managed by a small number of people to cope with a decreasing farming population due to aging. In the field of construction, the utilization of ICT along with the precision position information from the QZSS will informatize processes such as information from the QZSS will informatize processes such as surveying, design, implementation, and inspection, thereby enhancing work efficiency. In snow removal operation, by combining the position information from the QZSS and high-precision map information, the positions of snow removers and distance from the guardrails are determined with accuracy even if the road is covered by snow or the visibility is poor due to snowstorms, thus improving operation efficiency and safety. In addition to positioning services, the QZSS provides disaster and crisis-related information. People can promptly receive information about disasters and other crises, such as earthquakes, tsunamis, and terrorism incidents via the QZSS. During times of disaster, where traffic and communication networks are cut off, communication of information regarding evacuees, such as evacuation sites, will be possible via the QZSS. Its ability to reduce the number of people lacking crucial information during disasters and to maintain the safety and security of our lives has led some to refer to the QZSS as life-saving satellites. Other applications of QZSS in diverse fields are expected. Tourists may make use of position information on smartphones to get access to tourist information based on their current position. New ways to enjoy the system are being developed, such as augmented reality that displays various content on your smartphone just by holding it up to a portal to access site-specific tourist information. The Quasi-Zenith Satellite System, QZSS, will continue to help realize a safe and secure society with enhanced convenience by providing stable and precision positioning information anytime, anywhere.
Today, car navigation systems and map apps are essential for life on the go. Discrepancies of a few meters, however, are commonly observed among the current positioning methods. Centimeter-level accuracy positioning service Ichimil provided by SoftBank will solve this problem. By using Ichimil, correction data generated by information can reduce positioning errors to the centimeter level through the use of SoftBank's unique control points. Here, control points are key to deliver this service. SoftBank provides this service nationwide by installing reference stations along their cellular base stations. The handover technology that automatically switches neighboring control points enables stable and accurate positioning even when moving over long distances. In addition, due to overlapping coverage across control points, it is possible to continue providing service during issues and maintenance. Not only that, SoftBank offers a compact GNSS receiver at a low price. You can save through an initial introduction discount and use the service right away. Ichimil realizes automatic operation where accuracy and redundancy are indispensable. This will contribute to the wider spread of businesses with a small number of people by automatically utilizing a range of equipment such as agricultural or construction machinery. It could also monitor infrastructure such as roads and dams. Subtle misalignments that are invisible to the naked eye can be found, which will greatly contribute to the safety of our society. In the near future, the service will be provided to more familiar devices such as smartphones and wearable devices. SoftBank aims to realize an automated and efficient society by providing centimeter-level accuracy positioning service Ichimil nationwide, while also providing GNSS receivers.
人類のエッジに挑戦するアークエッジスペース。世界をより便利に、よりボーダレスに、豊かな未来を実現するために私たちは挑戦し続けています。私たちが設計開発する衛星はモジュールシステムを採用。ベースユニットにさまざまなオプションを組み合わせ、多様なミッションとニーズに対応します。また超小型の設計により低コスト高頻度の打ち上げを可能にし、高密度でトラブルに強い衛星コンステレーションの構築を実現します。これにより誰もがビジネスで日常で衛星プラットフォームを気軽に使う時代へ。例えば会場をデジタルインフォメーション化すれば、船舶ビジネスは驚くほど管理が簡単に。例えば人が入り込めないような危険な場所や遠隔地のリスクを事前に察知することができれば、暮らしはより安全に。そして宇宙のその先へ、私たちは近い将来月面産業のインフラを構築し、人類のエッジをさらに押し広げていきます。遠く感じていた宇宙はもうすぐそこに。アークエッジスペース。
watching the global environment from space, monitoring world disasters from space. All of these are PASCO's tasks. Securing your safety with quick analysis of spaceborne and airborne Earth images. Save our planet. PASCO is promoting the utilization of satellite technology around the world for NSDI, disaster countermeasures, agriculture, forest conservation, and infrastructure management. Surveying the Earth to create the future. PASCO.
この星の未来は誰にもわからない。それでも宇宙に浮かぶ衛星が地球をそっと眼差せば、熱と水が循環し形を変えゆく雲、降り注ぐ雨、燃え上がる太陽と大地、宇宙から届くデータがあれば未来はきっと先回りできる。その土地の雨量や土壌を知ることでスマート農業は実現できる。海面水温から生息する魚が予想され、漁業はより効率化できる。地震、噴火、洪水、大雪、リアルタイムに災害リスクを把握、地盤沈下やインフラ管理までより安心な生活を届ける。さあ、衛星からのビッグデータをどんなチャンスに変えていこう。集え、衛星地球観測コンソーシアム。地球の未来は宇宙に聞け。
Can we build cities that can withstand natural disasters?
Can technologies developed in space be used here on Earth?
Can we make plant-based substitutes for plastics?
Can we create personalized medicines for this child?
What's next for our planet? Let's go! Beautiful dreamer.
Let's make it resilient.
Let's make it sustainable.
Let's make it harmonious.
Let's make it clean.
Let's make it delightful.
Let's make it smarter.
What's next for our planet? Let's make it smarter. Yokogawa, co-innovating tomorrow.
位置情報っていうのは、それだけ位置情報っていうと特殊な情報のように見えますが、実際にはもう皆さん常に位置情報を、自らの位置情報を取得しているんですね。例えばスマートウォッチにも今 GPS がかなり入ってますし、パソコン、ラップトップにも入ってたりします。ほとんど全ての位置情報は衛星から来てます。その信号が、いわゆるオープンシグナルといって、どんな周波数でどんな信号を流しているかというのも全てオープンになっているんですね。それと全く同じものを適当な内容で作るということが可能で、その信号を受信すると受信者側ではどっちが正しい信号かわからないんですよね。
We can also program this type of device to generate a signal that is similar to GPS. So it's so small and so simple. It can be powered by USB and pre-programmed, and then you can probably put in your bag and then transmit the signal.
自分に都合のいいような信号を作ると、そういうのをスプーフィングというふうに呼びます。本物の信号に、ある種の透かしみたいな、本当に送った人にしかわからないようなものを入れといて、受けた人はその透かしをちゃんと読み取れればこれは大丈夫だっていうふうに思えると。技術に関して東京大学から基本的な特許ライセンスを受けて、実現しているということになります。日本の GPS である導き、2024年から一人称のサービスが順天町衛星から行われます。でその一人称の技術というのは、我々の、東大の技術をベースにして開発されていると。根本的には透かしを入れるというのが非常に重要な解決策で、かつ皆さんお使いの受信機に対する変更というのは、ミニマムになるという意味で非常に優れているというか筋のいいソリューションではないかというふうには思っています。でその位置情報が絶対に騙されない確実なものであるというのが分かった瞬間に、我々が我々自身を証明する、よくデジタルアイデンティティという言い方をしますけれども、そういったものの非常に重要な情報になり得るということかなと思います。
Welcome back. I trust everyone enjoyed their coffees and their breaks. And we are ready to begin our first plenary of today. And the topic is Space-Derived Big Data, Transforming Policy into Action. May I introduce our guest for this session? Our first guest is Mr. Atsushi Watanabe, Director for International Cooperation, Japanese National Space Policy Secretariat, or the NSPS. Our second guest is Mr. Ronald Tong, Acting Executive Director of Austin from Singapore. Our third guest, Dr. Pakon Apapan, GISTDA Executive Director. And our fourth guest, Mr. Ekachai Pakdurong, Chief Strategy Officer of Thaicom. Hello everyone, สวัสดีครับ So today, we are going to talk about space and big data. And let me ask Mr. Watanabe first. As Japan displays a rich history in space program, and in today's landscape, big data play a very important role in shaping space activities. Could you share the specific instance where space data has been instrumental in driving successful policy implementation? What are the valuable insight or lesson can we pick up from these experiences?
My name is Watanabe from Cabinet of Japan. Thank you. Next, please. Next slide, please. Okay. Thank you. Let me first introduce Japanese government structure on space policy. This slide shows the structure of Japanese government regarding. Thank you. Regarding space policy and various space programs, there are several ministries could concern space and JAXA's implementing agency. 6 ministries are owner of satellite and remains a user of space data. NSPS is the secretariat of strategic headquarters of Space Policy Headquarters. That is chaired by Prime Minister and consulted by all ministers. This is a new basic plan on space policy. Japanese government revised its basic plan for space policy in this June. It was 5th revision and it takes 3 years since last one. It responds to rapid change and progress of space activities and space application in the world. The new basic plan for space policy has 4 major updates. First, space security. Second, national resilience and global scale issues. Third, space science and exploration. For launching vehicle development. One of the future vision, there is a Kusai Zenith satellite system, QGSS. QGSS provides GPS compatible signals in Asia-Pacific region. By using QGSS, several demonstrations have been conducted in Thailand. One of cornerstones in Thailand-Japan Space Cooperation is a joint statement between prime ministers of both countries. And since then, both GISTDA and Cabinet Office have been accelerating its cooperation through various joint programs. Let me introduce one of our joint activities between Thailand and Japan for solution for supporting people's life to tackle with forest fire. As shown this slide, we integrate sensor data, satellite positioning data, and low power wire data. That's all my announcements. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Watanabe. We see that the Wi-Fi has becoming a global issue, and then we can use the satellite image to help us preventing this fire from expanding. Thank you. And talking about another country, Singapore is a small country, but yet has a very big goal about space technology and advancement. We are witness the development of a well-structured plan for space data, particularly in the areas of maritime and aviation, positioning Singapore as a regional hub in this regard. Following the implementation of this plan, how has it effectively contributed to and impact the growth of the aviation and maritime economics in the region?
Hi, good morning. Thank you for your question, Sawadee Krap. I would like to thank our really kind hosts, Dr. Pakon and GISTDA, as well as ThaiCom, for organizing this amazing Thai Space Week. I'm Ronald Tong. I'm the Acting Executive Director for the Office of Space Technology and Industry, Singapore, also abbreviated as Austin. We serve as Singapore's National Space Office. I think the slides are behind. I will just take us through two quick slides. So as the National Space Office for Singapore, we have a big mandate, and that is to take care of the industry development, talent development, capability development, which includes R&D and technology, as well as policy and partnership development. So quite a big mandate that we do, including strategizing for Singapore's use of space data, as what the question implies. Where we sit in a brief picture in this ecosystem, we are right in the middle here, Austin logo. We represent the government. We work with various government agencies. And relevant to the question that was asked with regard to aviation and maritime, we work with CAAS over there, which is the Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore, and MPA, the Maritime Port Authority of Singapore, right, for maritime aspects. We also work with the local and international space companies on the right. So Singapore has over 60 companies and over 2,000 people employed in the sector. And on the right, on your left, actually is the research institutions, institutions of higher learning, like universities that we work with as well. Now, to your question, and I will just bring us back to the first slide so we do get distracted.
Yes, please.
We thought very hard about how space can support the aviation and maritime ambitions for Singapore and the region. In fact, if you look at the statistics for aviation, right, it contributes to almost 6% of Singapore's GDP. That's over $20 billion US, over 200,000 jobs. And we are one of the world's busiest airport with over 68 million travelers connected to over 400 cities, 100 countries globally. So there's a lot of traffic going on, but there are challenges, right? And the challenges for the aviation sector is that it will continue to grow in terms of the amount of air traffic, but land is not going to grow, and the number of airports that we can create, at least in Singapore, we can't really grow that. Potentially in the future, there will be space traffic too. I mean, there's a conversation about space travelers, right? Space tourism, and using space technology to actually help you travel much faster across the Earth. And there's also the challenge of sustainability, right? Because the aviation industry actually does contribute quite a bit to carbon emissions as well. So that's another challenge. And you know, space technology actually helps resolve pretty much all of these challenges, if you see it that way. And what we see is that we in Austin, we look at how space technology can help with weather forecasting. That will help with the routing of air traffic. Space technology, in particular space-based voice communications and space-based data exchange through VHF, very high frequency, will help to enable connectivity across the globe, right? So today, 70% of the world is covered by waters. And across the waters, you don't really get the kind of terrestrial-based, ground-based connectivity with regard to VHF comms. So what the aviation people tell me is that they hence have a 10 miles separation or 10-minute separation between flights when they fly over the big seas. And that's very inefficient. And in order to increase future throughput and flights, we have to use space technology to solve that. And that will unlock the space economies for not just Singapore, but the region. So that's for aviation. And I'll go through really quickly for maritime. Now, maritime is even bigger for Singapore, actually. Singapore is known as a maritime hub. We are a maritime nation. We are an island, right? So 7% of our GDP is covered under the maritime hub. We are the largest transshipment hub and bunkering hub. We are connected to 120 countries, over 600 ports in the world. And the amount of trade through our maritime is actually 3.5 times our GDP. So it's a very, very big thing. But there are big challenges in the maritime sector, right? There are man-made disasters such as oil spills. There are capsized ships. There is illegal bunkering. There are dark ships. There are also increasing issues of port congestion, right? When ships show up and they can't actually dock or do what they need to. And there's also the challenge of carbon emissions. So what space can do, and we are also in great collaboration with our maritime sector, is that space can help provide much more efficient routing, such that you are able to predict pretty much when you should head off, how quickly you should sail, and then you arrive at the port without needing to wait, right? It's like going to Disneyland without needing to wait. That would be something I'm sure everyone looks forward to. And that will help to reduce the amount of carbon emissions from all the ships. Space also provides data in terms of providing sense making of illegal shipping, oil spills, illegal bunkering, and it can solve all these challenges through space data. So that's where we see it can really unlock for Singapore and the region. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and talking about Thailand, GISTDA began its journey with a focus on geoinformatics, witnessing a significant shift from paper-based satellite image to digital data. Can I ask Dr. Bakon that with your expertise in this field, what notable transformation have you observed in Thailand and the broader region?
Thank you very much. In fact, we are in the session of the data, right? We're talking about data. I think, well, first of all, I'm not an expertise in this. I'm just, someone been in this community, by the way. I can see for the last 2 decades or last 10 years, there's been a lot of change in three various sectors. One is technology itself. I think for technologies, I think you can see that now we have very high technologies. It changed a lot during the last 10 years. I think 10 years ago when we have Iconos for 1 meter, it is really something really special. But now I think the 1 meter is too cost. It's too cost. Now we have like 50 centimeters. We have 30 centimeters. We have hyperspectrals. We have various kind of data that we can use. I think first technologies changed a lot during the last 10 years. Not only technology change, but also technologies converge. Now we will not use only data. In the past we use only satellite data, we see data. But now I think we have IoT, we have location-based service, we have communication. Those technologies are converged. And we make use of the converged technologies together, not only data. I think that is the trend of the change of the transformation in the technologies. Second, I think for the stakeholders, now in the past, for Thailand, comparing in Thailand, in the past Thailand, we starting from government agency, we try to promote data usage. But now we have colleagues like Thaicom, we have colleagues like many companies that making use of data. We have colleagues like in the past JAXA or NASDA used to support us for the data usage and that's their promotion. But now I think we are collaboration. Singapore, many countries here. I think stakeholder is changing. It's more collaboration, making use of data. We have more stakeholder in technology development. We have like AI or machine learning. Those we have many players in this arena. And third, I think the application itself, because the technologies, because of the stakeholders, now we have various applications. And those applications due to citizens, not only for government, but go to the people. I think Masta prepare some slide. We can see now we have many applications we can use for normal people. You can check PM 2.5, you can check any agriculture applications, any recommendations from big data. I think those are the changes that we can notice for the last 10 years. Thank you.
Okay. And what industry or what sector do you think gain the most benefit from these changes?
Well, I think for the user itself, I think we can divide into three parts. First is decision makers from satellite data, from spatial data. Now this decision maker can easier and more convenient to access to the data for their decision making in many various cases. Second, I think we have more data development. Like we have data, we have someone who know about AI, who know about technologies. They can have programmer. So I think this also benefit to new occupation, new programmers, new data analysis. And the third part is, of course, is for citizens. I think citizens can easier to access to the data. So I think both like decision makers, programmers, and also users. I think three parts they are get the most benefit from the change of the data during the last 10 years.
Thank you. Next, I would like to ask Kun Ekachai from Thaikom. If we are over 35 years old, then we know that Thaikom is the first satellite from Thailand that launched into the orbit. And over the years, Thaikom has successfully launched a total of 8 satellites, with now 4 still in the orbit. And reflecting on the beginning of your telecom business, were you aware of the huge potential of this industry? Could you highlight the most significant transformation that this business has brought to the life of Thai people and the broader region as a whole?
Thank you, Kap. So first of all, I think I have to thank you, GISTDA, especially Dr. Pakon, for making this event happening in Thailand. It is the right time and it is in the right place. And I will support my statement with the things that I am going to say. So first of all, your question on what Thaikom see in the futures of the space data and space technologies. I think I can say that we are now transforming ourselves. We are transforming Thaikom from the satellite company to be a space tech company. So that's kind of impact of the space-based technologies that creating, especially to us and to others. Let me give you some real example. I probably be the only one in this panel representing the business sector. So I will make my statement on behalf of the business sector. So let's begin with what people is doing. In the satellite industry, there are 3 main events for satellite industry people gathering around in the world. Their first event in Washington, D.C., which usually in February and March. Second event in Singapore, the Satellite Asia, which will be in June. And the third one is World Satellite Business Week in Paris in September. So we have been in all of them for many years. This is the captures that we got from those 3 events. I'm not getting into detail, but what I want to say is that participating in those industrial events, what we see is like this. First, before COVID, 3-4 years ago, there'll be like 300 big company having the booth, joining the exhibitions. I went to first trip outside Thailand after COVID last year in the US, in Washington, D.C., in February last year. I found that there are about thousands of companies joining the event, and most of them are small companies. We have seen a lot of startups coming to offer the service that we haven't seen before. Some service, I don't even know what is it. So this is very interesting. So that means the whole things that happening now, the change in satellite. In the past, we have a big satellite. Now we have small satellite. So people can have satellite at lower cost. In the past, for the launcher, the rocket, in the past, we have to rely on the big players only. Now there are some still big players, but there are many other small players coming on board. So that means, first, the satellite itself has a variety of size and price. The launcher itself has a variety of size and size that we can choose. So that means the cost of investment to access to the space is now radically lower than it was before. So that's on the space segment. on the ground, I have seen a lot of innovation on the ground segment. So with one single antennas, with one single user terminals, we now can access to both the satellite in geosynchronous and in the LEOs. And it's so smart that you don't have to physically deploy it. You just put it there and it can track the satellite. So things change a lot in the sense that the space segment, the ground segment, they are much smarter than it was before. The third thing that is quite important that I want to say is like this. The rocket has changed, the satellite has changed. The way people use to make benefit of the data has changed. The technologies on the artificial intelligence, on machine learning, the power of the software and the power of the intelligence that people can create it with the powerful data processing, we are now able to analyze the data that we have not able to do before. So with all the components, the ground, the rocket, the satellite, and the software on Earth, now we are driving people to make use of that for the benefit of the user, of the consumer. So we can use it for economic driving, we can use it for the security, for socials, and for the environment improvement. So all these things are able to do with all the change in the space technologies. So that's why Thaicom sees the opportunity to transform ourselves from just a satellite company to be a space tech company. We're now inventing a lot of new services, which you can see in the exhibition that we are bringing the showcase here. In addition to the SATCOM, we are now providing the space-based data analytics from agriculture, defense, the natural resource, PM 2.5, carbon credit. All things are enabled with the space technology. So this is how the world has changed, and this is how Thaicom would like to be part of it. And I believe that Pipakon and GISTDA are forcing Thailand, pushing Thailand to be in this stream of change.
Thank you. Back to Mr. Watanabe briefly. Can you provide insight into how the launching of the satellite have the direct impact of implementing space data on the daily life of Japanese people? Okay, here we go.
Okay, let me first show with the number of Japan. This is Japanese government funding. Due to strong demand of government space activities, Japan is expanding the government's space-related expenditure. The total funding in 2010 was $2.8 million, but in 2023, the budget is $5.5 million, almost double. And here is the future vision. This slide shows communication to connect every place on land, sea, and air from space. This slide shows Earth observation. We are considering to build small satellite constellation by 2025 and realize rapid disaster response through early confirmation of the damage after disaster strikes. This slide shows satellite positioning. Kusai satellite to contribute to solving labor shortages due to the declining birth rate and aging population. This slide shows space science and exploration. We will also reveal the origin of the universe and how life was born and has evolved. Develop advanced technologies to explore the moon and other planets and expand to scope of human activities. This slide shows sustained manned activities on the moon. We will expand the domain of human activity beyond the moon. And next slide shows space transportation. We secure access to space to meet the growing demand for space transportation and enable our country to achieve autonomous space activities in the future. Next slide shows space debris countermeasures. We will strive to develop and introduce technologies that contribute to space debris countermeasures and ensure that the number of space debris is managed to a certain level. Some of the vision may be purely for the advanced deep space technology, but many are connecting and supporting our life. Also, this contribution of space technology is not limited to Japanese people and beyond. We hope for further mutual collaboration among the international community and realize this vision being introduced. Thank you.
Thank you. And actually, we have another panelist who unfortunately could not join us on the stage today, Mr. Timo Pessinen, Director General of the European Union, Directorate General for Defense, Industry and Space, or DEFIS. But he sent us a video talking about this matter, about the relationship between big data and space exploration. Let's take a look at his video first.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I sincerely thank the Thai Geoinformatics and Space Technology Development Agency for organizing this important event. Unfortunately, I cannot join you in person in Bangkok today, but I am certain that the coming days will be rich in engaging discussions and fruitful exchanges. Let me start by congratulating you for the successful launch of Thailand's new Earth observation satellite on board of Vega launcher on 9th October, a great success. TEOS 2, built in Europe, was launched with a European launcher for Thailand. What a great achievement of the European and Thai cooperation. We are looking forward to deepening the EU-Thailand cooperation in the context of the implementation of the Partnership and Cooperation Agreement, which includes a comprehensive chapter on science, technology and innovation cooperation. Negotiations on a free trade agreement were also recently resumed. This will further strengthen the bonds between Thailand and the European Union. Space is a priority for the European Union, and Copernicus is our leading global program on Earth observation. Copernicus has adopted a full, free and open data policy. That means a free and open data exchange of satellite and essential in situ data and of service products between the European Union and Thailand. The data and services delivered by Copernicus are setting global standards by offering the most accurate climate and environmental data. These data are made available to any Thai stakeholder on the Copernicus data space ecosystems and Wikio platforms. Over 25 years of its existence, Copernicus has been evolving on a user-based approach to research and development, resulting in concrete products and services. These products and services provide socio-economic benefits to citizens in Europe and worldwide. Copernicus provides support to tackle the most pressing challenges today, such as climate change, preserving the environment and its biodiversity, food security, or natural disasters, to name a few. We cannot do it alone. International cooperation and space-based data sharing are key to success in tackling these global challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I would like to conclude by referring to the annual share of CEOS, the Committee on Earth Observation Satellites, held by Thailand this year. Thailand will be hosting the CEOS plenary in November, and European Commission will be pleased and honored to participate in this important event. I thank you for your attention, and I wish you a successful and fruitful discussions during the days to come. Thank you so much.
CEOS. Can I ask Dr. Bakon that what is the specific goal that CEOS aim to achieve this year?
Thank you. In fact, before we go to the goal of CEOS, we call it CEOS. CEOS stands for Committee on Earth Observation Satellite. This is a coordination of the space agencies internationally. Mostly, I think in fact not mostly, all of the agencies are government agencies who take care for the space Earth observation, and also including other international body. CEOS, I think we mainly aim to making use to promote the make use of Earth observation satellite and data for societal benefits, for social and for people. And we want to also inform the decision makers of the benefit of Earth observation satellites and data. For this year, it's a term of Asia term. Asia turn to be chair of CEOS, and GISTDA get the opportunity to serving the chair position. I think we make two priorities for the CEOS this year, for the last whole years. One is to make use of the space data, Earth observation data for carbon accounting. We are supporting UNFCCC agreement in Paris, and to do the carbon stock take, the information for carbon stock take. We try to get all information from country members from all the nations for the satellite data to support for the carbon to check for the carbon for the whole world under UN agreement. The second, we also focus in space economy. We, as a government agencies, as a coalition of government agencies around the world, we want to make sure that we understand new space economy. It takes almost a whole year to agree what is new space. Some people think like new space is like just new thing, companies or something. Some countries think like new space is like small SME companies. But finally, we agree that new space is something that non-government, that to like new approach from private sectors. So now in the past, like you guys know, we have government agencies to take care for space. But during the last 10 years, 15 years, we have new space companies. How can government agency work with new space people, new space communities? This is the first one. How can we support new space companies? How can we work together? We also study how new space affect, to government space agencies, like how we handle those effects, how we can support them. So we are doing the study for the whole year for the the effect of the the space, and also how to we handle and how we cooperate, how can we support the space companies. So I think this study will be submitted to the CEOS plenary this November in Thailand, in Chiang Rai, and I think this will be very good study. I think we can share to you guys later once it's submitted and approved from the plenary.
So that's the cooperation that GISTDA is having with other space agency in other countries. And talking about cooperation, can I ask Kun Ekachai about this collaboration Thaikom is having with Airbus? Can you tell us briefly about it?
So since we've been in industry for more than 30 years, and one of our main partner is Airbus, because they have been in this industry as long, even longer than us. And Airbus has a very wide range of the service portfolio, from satellites to data analytics to everything that related to it. So in order for us to expand, so our goal is like this. Thaikom alone cannot do everything by ourselves. So we have to partner with other companies, with the organizations, both in private and for government sector, like Airbus, like GISTDA, like in academic, like the Institute of Abrakabang. So we have been trying to create the partnerships to make all the things happening. And GISTDA, Airbus, and others are one of the key success factors that we have to do part of it, to bring together all the solutions, all technologies, and make a good business to the people. Yeah.
And let me wrap up this session with the last question to Mr. Thong. As we are living in the age of digitalization and also space exploration, can you tell us how are these two sectors aligned, and what are the specific implementation plans that demonstrate this alignment?
Thanks for saving the most difficult question for the last for me. So firstly, I think for Singapore, we recognize that it's very, very important to increase productivity in Singapore because our population isn't really growing, and that will help us grow our GDP, all right? Without productivity growth, our GDP is going to flatten off. So now, how do you achieve that productivity growth? And digital is very critical, space as well. Now, a little bit about digital for Singapore and what it means, because it is a big word, I think, for a lot of us. In Singapore, we define the digital economy firstly as information and communications. That's one sector. That's about 5% of our GDP. The other part about digital economy is how does digitalization support all the other sectors? So for example, finance, insurance, trade, manufacturing, and so on, right? These are the big, actually, chunks of the industries that actually benefited a lot from digitalization. And what we mean by digitalization, there are 9 key technologies that if firms, right, and sectors adopt, we see them as the digital technologies that will point towards digitalization. They include cybersecurity, cloud, and we have AWS here, e-payment, e-commerce, data analytics, AI, Internet of Things, blockchain, and immersive media. So these are the 9 areas, right? And these are the areas that actually, if you think about it, space also intersects with quite a bit of that, right? So how I see it is that there is a digital plan in Singapore. It's driven by another agency called the Infocom Media Development Authority of Singapore, IMDA. They drive the digital push, right? Because Singapore recognizes that as very important. We have Austin driving the space developments, right? And you ask how are the plans aligned, right? I would say that we have many areas that we are aligning, but at the same time, we are also growing a little bit separately, right? The areas for alignment, I will just mention 3 areas, perhaps. There are a lot more, but I think these are the 3 critical areas. First is in terms of talent, okay? And when we talk about digital and space, I'm sure all of us will agree talent is key, right? Talent is scarce, it's key. there is big effort in Singapore to grow our digital talent, infocom talent. There's about 200,000 people in this sector right now. We're growing at about 10,000 a year. Space sector, we mentioned only about 2,000 in this sector. We are also growing. So there's alignment in terms of growing talent, right?
And,
so
is that enough personnel to feed in this sector?
Oh, not enough for sure, right? Although it is a demand and supply chicken and egg matching, but there is a lot of demand for talent. I mean, for example, one of the areas for digital is AI, right? I'm quite sure we have not enough AI talent going around. And that's why we have also training programs. AI Singapore, which is another agency, does training kind of internships, right, for AI. We do space internships. So there is a concerted effort to grow that talent pool, right? It's pretty aligned in that front. Because some of this talent also, they move across the digital and space sectors, right? The next area that we are also very aligned is the active creation of digital solutions, right? And I think Dr. Pakon mentioned the CEO's efforts to use space data for measurement, carbon measurement, reporting, and verification, right? So there's a lot of efforts, and we recognize that actually space can provide many digital solutions, right? Naturally, the data that comes from satellites now are mostly digital, right? They're not in analog forms, and hence, if we can exploit the data, you'll be able to do great things. So just a quick pitch, Singapore has a booth, ST Engineering, Geo Insights is over there at this corner. I mean, they are one of the solution providers using data from space to provide solutions, for example, for precision agriculture, right? Using the data to advise whether you are over-fertilizing your crops, whether you are optimizing your fertilization and preventing that kind of problems and increasing crop yield, right? They also have a platform called Notion, which is taking satellite data to spot illegal shipping, to spot all kinds of issues like oil spills, right? So these are things that actually digital solutions will provide increased productivity for Singapore and for the region, right? And the last one I would like to talk about is actually the security layer when it comes to digital, right? When you talk about digital, you cannot not think about security, cyber security. And we also recognize that because when you want to take data from space, right, you can easily be, hacked in that sense. So security is very important, and we also emphasize on developing that. We have a company called Spectral in Singapore that does quantum safe encryption, right, from space as well as Earth, because the future of encryption needs to be quantum safe in the face of quantum computing. So they do quantum keys distribution that allows cross-continent keys to be distributed at a quantum level and makes it safe for the future. So these are the three areas. I think we are all quite aligned when we're pushing digital as well as space. Thank you.
Thank you, and please keep a round of applause to all of our 4 panelists for a very useful discussion. And we learned a lot how space and big data are connected. Now, before everyone is getting off the stage, can I ask 4 of you to take a group photo together? Thank you very much to our 4 panelists, for the discussion about the relationship between big data and space exploration. Next, we are going to have our second plenary this morning. The topic is very exciting. It's called From Sky to Society, How Space Drive People, Prosperity, and Sustainability. because we asked a lot of questions how the advance in space technology could relate it to people life, to our way of living, to enhance our quality of life, how we live, how we do business. And the next session, we are trying to discuss about this and find the answer. And in just a few moments, we are going to ask the panelists to come up on the stage while we are arranging the seat for all the panelists. And this is going to be our last plenary this morning before we have a break and taking lunch. May I invite the first panelist, Mr. Hiroaki Kitano, Senior Executive Vice President and CTO of Sony Group Corporation. Mr. Saki Hamid, Head of Region APAC and China, Airbus Defense and Space. And Mr. Nicholas Priborski, President of Satellite Management Service, Swedish Space Corporation, or SSC. คุณพัชระ ณฤทธพันธ์ Advisor to Chairman of the NBTC Thailand. Ms. Yu Shi, Secretary General Asia Pacific Space Cooperation Organization, or APSCO. And welcome all 5 panelists to this second plenary. Our topic is about how space drives people, prosperity, and sustainability. Can I please ask the first question to Mr. Kitano? As Sony, a leading technology company known for its innovation, can you highlight any recent breakthrough or initiative that demonstrate the potential to significantly contribute to Earth's sustainability to your space-related activities?
Yes, thank you very much for asking that. At Sony, we take a rather comprehensive approach for the sustainability and how the sustainability can be enhanced to protect our life and our planet through the technology. First of all, we have 3 space programs for Sony. One is how to change the perception of the people. That we already launched a satellite that can observe the Earth, and the people can just log in and control the satellite and see wherever they want to see. And this is what we call the star sphere. So they actually intend to change the perception of people that we are all on the same spaceship. And the second program is the laser-based low-orbit satellite communication system. We have a technology to track down the small Blu-ray disc. Instead of tracking the Blu-ray, we decided to track the satellite. So we have successfully launched several systems in between the International Space Station, the ground station, to be able to have a high bandwidth laser-based communication system. Next year, we're going to go for the LEO, low-orbit communications. If we are successful on that, we should be able to create like a laser-based broadband, high-speed, laser-based network system around the globe. And third one is we have some display over here. What we call the Universal Mimamori project, which have radio-based low energy consumption, long-range communication system to connecting all the distributed sensor system on the train and to the satellite, and so we can communicate in between. And this has been experimentally launched in the northern part of Thailand to see tracking the forest fire and being successful. And so those are the 3 space programs that we have. And in addition to that, we have an agriculture program and an energy program. The agriculture program is something we would like to have like agriculture with maximizing biodiversity. Usually biodiversity, agriculture is it's actually hard the biodiversity because if you harvest only one crop, biodiversity is going to be one. Instead of doing that, we try to maximize biodiversity. We be able to design and manage micro ecosystem. And that can be done anywhere in the terrain, so we need the space communications. And we have a distributed energy system. And when you have an energy system in the local places, we want to be able to communicate how the energy harvesting going on. At the same time, all the communication ground terrain station can be powered by the distributed energy system. So we have a program on the terrain and a program on the space that we can combine together. That's something that we are doing at this moment.
So Sony is well known for its consumer product, but also take a space program very seriously.
We take it very seriously because we are on the same ship, and we are obliged to protect this ship.
And now let's talk to Mr. Hamid from Airbus. Could you provide initiative how Airbus, in collaboration with European Union, envision its technology contributing to global solution? And why do you believe that space technology is essential in addressing these challenges?
First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here. On behalf of Airbus, congratulations again to Thailand on the recent launch of Theos 2.
Thank you.
I think just recently in fact, just 24 hours after the launch, we had the first data coming out, and today we are also seeing some of these. It's fantastic to see this progress in Thailand, and we are very proud to be a part of this. The answer to the question that you have, I think, while I can explain it in words, I have prepared a video on how our progress has developed over the years in answering the sustainability piece, monitoring of climate change, and how it's important to us. If I may, just ask for that video to be played.
ขอเปิดวิดีโอของคุณฮามิดหน่อยครับของ Airbus
That pretty much covers it, but I would like to add some interesting points to note. 65 of the 7 UN Sustainability Development Goals are in fact capable of being monitored or delivered through space. 50% of the Earth monitoring can be done through space where environmental capabilities or monitoring is concerned. For Airbus, we have, as you can see in the slide, 27 satellites any point in time monitoring the Earth for change as well as environment as well. And at the same time, we are working on 20 additional satellites for the future to develop new capabilities. We've been in the business for quite a few years. I think the first meteor satellite or meteorological satellite was launched in '77. So it's been quite a few years we are in this business, but also not just developing satellites from end to end. In the area of climate change monitoring as well, we have, as an example, the Copernicus Sentinel constellation that is 7 satellites that Airbus has been involved in, monitoring change consistently, delivering the information to space agencies and other national agencies, in fact, many of which are free, that are delivered, for the purpose of monitoring change. And I think that's our commitment to be able to deliver on the common goals for the climate, first monitoring and of course understanding climate change. That's not to say as well that beyond just his Copernicus Sentinel satellites that we do have, and more to come as well. In fact, I would add as well, we do have a new technology, LOS, that also can monitor winds today using laser technologies, and the thickness of ice as well for other satellites that we produce. On top of that, understanding or monitoring our environment also extends to another scope which Airbus does, and that is space exploration. If we can understand how other planets have weathered over the many eons, I would say, how they've been affected, we can understand better what our fate might be if we invest in that. So that's just some of the examples of how Airbus has been involved in, from the European standpoint, being a leader in the space industry in Europe, especially the #1 there, but also delivering to the world, including Thailand as well, on space capabilities. Thank you.
Okay. And obviously that a space program create more job opportunity and bring a lot of investment into the countries. Can I ask Mr. Piboski, because the SSC is planning to bring more investment to Thailand. Could you please share your vision for the future of your business growth in this region, and how do you envision sustainability being integrated into your expansion strategy?
Thank you, yes. So thanks a lot for the opportunity to speak here, and I would also like to extend congratulations to Thailand, GISTDA and Airbus as well for the successful launch of Theos 2. And we also feel very fortunate there as a ground station service provider. We were also able to contribute to the success of the mission as well by providing the LEOP ground station network. And it just also shows you how important it is. You know, together we can do more. Collaboration, I think, is of course absolutely key. Maybe just a few words. I don't know if I can bring up a slide now. Just a quick introduction about what we do at SSC. So we provide quite a few services across the space value chain. A few things that I would like to highlight. Our company mission is to help Earth benefit from space, which you know is a great mission to have, and something that our employees like a lot as well. It's very inspiring and motivating. Some of the services that we provide and that I would like to mention, we have inaugurated a spaceport in northern Sweden. We did that at the beginning of the year, and we got actually the EU Commission and the Swedish King to come. So we're very happy about that, and we hope to be able to roll that out soon. I'm the president of the ground station network business. So we have a worldwide network of ground stations to provide services for LEOP, for routine operations, for lunar missions. And in 2024, we'll also be rolling out a more low-cost solution for the new space market. When it comes to our involvement in Thailand, we have, in 2020, we established SSC Thailand. We have an office at the Space Renovation Park in Sriracha, which we're very proud of. And we've been partnering a lot with GISTDA in providing ground stations to our customers. And of course, in the long run, we're still very much interested in expanding our ground station network, and of course that will help us to provide better service to our customers, to reduce the latency and so on. When it comes to your question regarding sustainability, so we have been set very ambitious goals for sustainability. And sustainability is not just about your impact on climate. It's also about, what do we need to do so that we can remain a relevant space player in the future as well. So that's an important thing as well. When it comes to our CO2 footprint, last year we developed a solar park in Santiago, which has helped us to reduce our CO2 impact there. We'll be rolling out a solar park in Western Australia as well. But then, of course, IT security is also very important when it comes to sustainability as well. It's very important to have very secure systems for our customers as well. But then, of course, what is very important as well to remain, a player in the future is to be a very good employer. I think there were a few speakers in the panel beforehand who also mentioned, we're really there, we're fighting for talents, we want to retain talents as well, and that's going to be certainly a very big challenge as well, especially if you look at the demographics in Europe. So I think also one of those unique selling propositions is to be a very good employer as well when it comes to sustainability.
Talking about sustainability, people think that launching the satellite or the rocket into the orbit use a lot of fuels and create a lot of carbon footprint. But actually, can we reuse the rocket that had been launched and launch it again back to the orbit?
Yes, absolutely. And of course, SpaceX has sort of shown how that goes. They've been certainly the one who've been paving the way there. So we're a spaceport, so meaning we do not provide our own rockets. We do not manufacture them ourselves, but then we're a partner for launch space manufacturers, launch vehicle providers, to then actually launch from the infrastructure that we provide in northern Sweden. So of course, if anybody wants to speak about that, then please approach me. We will gladly do that. Maybe just a few other notes regarding the services that we provide. So you see that we are pretty active on the whole value chain. A few things I've already mentioned, like S-Range Space Center in the northern of Sweden. We have the SSC Connect ground station networks. We have engineering services, which is very much a consultancy service to many institutional players in Europe. Spacecraft operations is certainly a very strong field that we support there. And then we also have a small startup in the UK called Global Trust Limited, which provides data analytics services for ESG targets, for example.
And now, can I ask Mr. Pachara from NBTC Thailand about how the satellite program or space program could improve quality of life? Can you share example of how space technology application that had a positive impact to the people of Thailand?
So good morning. My name is Pachara. I'm working as executive advisor to the chairmen of NBTC. So at NBTC, what it stands for is National Broadcasting Telecommunications Commissions. So we are the regulators of broadcasting, telecoms, and satellite. So I'm not going to have anything on screen because we are regulators. I try to be boring and dull as much as possible. But the theme on this panel is about sky to societies. So at NBTC, we apply as ITU members and council members, we apply USO, so Universal Service Obligations. So in the past 5 years, we have penetrated most of the space in the Thailand with connectivities through fiber optics, telephones, 4Gs, And part of it in the outskirts, we're using IP stars to create connectivities to the outruling or very rural areas near the borders and everywhere else. So that is part of how we use satellites in terms of connectivities. But we have visions, just as we visions DOS-2, which is congratulations to ourselves. After 14 years, we have 2 satellites on the sky. And I hope Kun Pakon is sending the DOS-3 very soon, already announced by the government. So looking at that, we're thinking that there's multiple applications. The space paradigm, the market has changed a lot. The Sony CEO has just said it. We have to see line of sight, LEO to LEO constellation, high throughput, fast-moving, high-speed telecommunication satellite. So we separated LEO, GEO, and all other functions that's out there to see environmentals, to see sustainabilities, to create connectivities. But at the end, Thailand needs to encourage more people, more players to come in. Because as this year, we have granted, Thaicom won the bid for 3 orbital slots. We see that not many players come in and participate. So it's not as excited yet. So we hope to see more excitement in the soon futures. The more excitement, the more people like you welcoming we can welcome to these countries, the more industries, the more societies can get positive impact from it. And I hope this thing and these forums and what GISTDA do is bringing networking together, sharing idea. As boring I could be, I'm very excited to hear more activities from you and from Sony's and from Airbus and from SSC, that there are more visionary things to do. One of the things we like to do in NBTC is to create equalities, equities, through connectivities. And connectivity is the most important things nowadays because you talk about digital life, digital platforms, and we hope that satellites can achieve that by sending faster and more low latencies connectivities to outskirts of the countries where there's no medical services available, where telemedicine can help bringing qualities medical care to people's near the borders, outside in the middle of the jungles, down south in Patanis. So we have equalities in living qualities. And that is the most important, and one of the most important in this SDG goals for the UN. So with that, we need more players, we need more innovations, we need more developments. And as NBTC, we are looking at infrastructures. So our orbit and satellite UN have to run on the infrastructure. So we're thinking how to make space become more attractive, how to make Thailand, with this infrastructure we have, become more attractive, how can create a market. So I think this is something that we can talk more, and how to create prosperities, sustainabilities, and how to make sky to societies.
Thank you. And for the record, you are not boring at all. It was a very insightful and exciting answers. And talking about cooperation, can I ask Ms. Yushi from EBSCO? As EBSCO role is to promote and strengthen the development of cooperation space program among its member states by establishing the basis for cooperation in peaceful application of space, science, and technology. What are the key mechanisms of EBSCO to drive the talents, especially in science and technology?
Thank you, moderator. Good morning, everybody. My name is Yu Qi. I'm the Secretary General of EBSCO. The full name of EBSCO is Asia Pacific Space Cooperation Organization. It was established in 2008. Thailand, Pakistan, China are founder of this organization. Now we already have 15 years history. When I review our 15 years development, I think the best and the biggest benefit of the organization is the education. Contribute to the regional and benefit to our member states. We have the degree education. China CDC provides the scholarship to our member state. Now we already graduated over 500 students from this project. Almost all of the graduate students are working in the space agencies now or in their institute. They contribute for our member states' space capacity building. Another, I should mention, our education is the short training and the distance training. We are now discussed with the Hainan, China, Hainan province. This island will be duty-free island in 2025 to set up a post-college training school. This school focuses on the aerospace participant skill training. After they graduate from university, whatever you work in the manufacturer sector or you are in the application sector, you still need to continue to receive the skill training, especially the aerospace develop very fast. So this post-college training school will be our member state a good opportunity to continue all your training, all your career. And the third is besides our domain relevance training, we also pay more attention on the next generation. Every country, aerospace always the human resources highland. We should encourage our next generation to choose STEM to continue their education and devote them to the aerospace domain. So we have the summer campus, summer school, and we have the Space Museum Exchange. We also have the textbook delivered to our member states, and we have the teachers training and the next generation children satellite manufacture competition. I think for the next generation, we have to focus them and give them the good aerospace education from their childhood. And we are organization, we are very honored to be the first satellite of UN-USA, United Nations satellite focused on the next generation last year. Next year, we also will host this satellite between the, just beside the UN-USA STSC. I welcome all of you to have the opportunity to go to our university to finish your master doctoral degree and also for your next generation. Thank you.
I was wondering that are children these days still dreaming of becoming an astronaut? Can I ask any of you, like in Japan, do children still dreaming of becoming an astronaut?
Yeah, certainly. I think we have quite numbers of astronauts from Japan. For the U.S. NASA Space Shuttle program or recent international space stations. And so I think that's one of the kind of dream for the some of the young students to be the astronaut. Obviously, and also quite number of sci-fi movies. People love that, and I think that's that's really the dream for the young guys.
And how about in Europe, in Sweden?
It's just it's on now. So yes, well, I can speak from my own experience actually, because my oldest son has just finished school and he's actually started studying aerospace systems engineering, which I did too. But he very quickly pointed out it had nothing to do with me. It had more to do with Elon Musk, SpaceX, that sort of making it very attractive. So I do still think that people dream of becoming astronauts, and I think that space is again, I think also due to new space and so on, very, very attractive.
And when we think about space technology, we think that it's about superpower countries, only big country with a lot of money. But Sweden serves as an example of a country that has made advancement in the space sector despite not being a superpower. Can you reflect on how space technology has contributed to your nation in two dimensions? First, how ordinary citizens have derived value from space. And second, the development of a skilled white-collar workforce in the space industry.
Good question. So regarding the first question, absolutely, we're not a space superpower. The population of Sweden is just over 10 million, so that's approximately the same as the population in Bangkok. And of course, what sort of sets Sweden apart from some of the other European countries is that it's very sparsely populated. So it's from a European's perspective, it's a fairly large country. But you know, in some areas you mainly have reindeers, but very few people. And we've of course benefited from that because that has allowed us to launch sounding rockets and hopefully orbital rockets too from northern Sweden. And we of course have very remote locations, and there it's very important that people have so navigation services which come from satellites, telemedicine as well. Sometimes you're hundreds of kilometers away from a hospital. So very many space services have been very beneficial for society in Sweden, and of course it's only going to expand in the future as well. But it's certainly also the remote locations that we have and the importance of bringing, you know, connectivity to it that I think is something that's been very beneficial for the country.
And this day we see more companies and more countries launch more satellites into the orbit. I would like to ask Airbus, as you are in this business for a very long time, is the cost of launching a rocket or satellite into the orbit has become relatively cheaper compared to 20 or 30 years ago?
First of all, thank you for that question. I think it's all relative. And what I can say is that at the rate at which we are launching, it's obviously a positive indication that affordability is there, that there is desire and ambition to do it. So when it comes to that, I would say it's relative, but certainly the indication doesn't show that it's beyond the ability or beyond the reach of our customers, both governmental as well as industry, private as well, to be able to launch satellites. And certainly the benefits, I would believe, with the technology today that exists to benefit from the launch of satellites probably justifies it.
Okay, and can I ask Mr. Kitano about how can we ensure that people around the world can get the maximum benefit from space technology?
Well, I think it's a kind of universal question people is asking probably everyone in this forum. I think by having a capability to observe the Earth or to be able to communicate, we should be able to reach out to anywhere in the world so that we can have agriculture, we can have maritime navigations or all the surveillance, and that will actually benefit a lot of people. Particularly, for example, we have all the climate issues, forest fires, and then all the issues in soil, and then maritime pollutions and all that. I think it's really critical to be able to actually monitor what's going on in this Earth. So that capability will have a significant impact in the taking the proper counter action at the proper moment, or also feed into the academic institution for the further investigation on the long-term solution to the all the climate and environment issue we are facing. So I think biggest contribution from the space is for us to be able to have a wide view of what's going on in this planet, and then how we're going to anticipate the change, and how we're going to plan for a long-term solution for the issue we're facing. And the short-run solution is we can run the business. We can run the business of the communication, business of the monitoring, and the business of preparedness against disaster and adaptation against the climate change for the agriculture and fishery. So I think in a different time windows, and we have a lot of harvesting thing from the space.
And everybody today is concerning about sustainability. Can I ask Ms. Yuchi that how can EBSCO make collaboration of member states for the long-term sustainability?
Thank you, moderator. You are a very good question. I think our organization is operating for 15 years. It's time to our secretariat to review how the organization can be sustainable development. First, I think the attitude is everything. For the secretariat, we always think service is our a very important goal to serve our member states. We are not to control our member state or our service is always in our mind. Let our member states satisfied is our highest goal. The second is I always think about the original intention and the mission. Actually, this 15 years, the technology already changed a lot. We are now from the GEO communication already to the low orbit constellation communication. And our member states, they also change a lot. Their strategy, their mission, even their project. So we have to frequently change our organization's goal, our project, our function to adjust our member states' their development to return back to serve our member states. So now our work first is follow the UNUSA, the global issues such as the space law, the next generation, this kind of issues, we follow the UNUSA. And the second is serve our member state. We launched the EBSCO Charter to serve our member states if any of them in the disaster emergency. For example, this February, our member state Turkey got a very big earthquake. We collect all the satellite we can and help them to analyze the data. Our EBSCO Charter is different with the UN Charter, is we not only provide the data, but we also provide the hotline service to help our member state handle the emergency quick response. The third is our organization always stand on the leading edge of the technology. Let our member state, you can find, you always push by by the project, you can follow. And the third is, of course, promote the economics. It's also very important. We are going to set up our organization's supply chain. Help our member states to find your best buy products, and also this supply chain is member state industry level networking to help them to know each other and exchange between each other. Thank you.
And back to how the space program can benefit the life of people. Can I ask Kun Pachara from NBTC that could you please elaborate on the strategies and initiative your agency as a regulator are implementing to ensure that space-driven advancement are accessible to the people?
Wait, I just add something before I answer your questions. I'm a CSC scholarship student. Actually, my PhD is in food engineering into the outer space. So I went to Shanghai Jiaotong, Shanghai Ta. And then to answer, I have 4 little children. So the dreams of become astronaut is changed to the dream to become Elon Musk. So it's definitely a Swedish influence there. So they definitely want to go to Mars, that's for sure. Probably habited in Mars because we are very, they're they grow independent very quickly, and the way to escape family is to go to Mars, which is weird. Anyway, in our agencies, after providing universal service obligations, we must make sure that the connectivity is going to almost every village we have. So right now we can say that every village have connectivities. Now we increase the speed because what we applied 2 years ago, technically 30 megabit per second, 50 megabit per second is no longer have any values. So we have to increase the speed, and that would be the cost of technologies and all new platform coming in, the demand for the speed. We are talking about telemedicine just before, how to have telesurgeries, how to have a GI tracking teles, and that relies on the speed of the infrastructures, right? We can rely so much on telecommunication, we can rely so much on the 5Gs, we can rely so much on the fiber optics, but at the end, there will be space and places where it's not affordable to put that in facilities and infrastructure in. That's when we apply space technologies, because that's how you cover 100%, every square kilometers of these countries. So applying that, we need scales. Right now, we start with broadcasting, right? The first satellites we have is on Thaicom, is on IP Star broadcasting. Then we move to telecoms. Now we talk about LEO. So LEO is now coming in, GEO coming in. The first pioneers talk about data processing. So there's applications on data processing in the skies, medical lab in the skies, technologies, all that, whatever there is out there, whatever can human imagine, we need the scales, we need the economy, we need the price to make it affordable, right? So once the launching is affordable, either through new technologies in satellite load payload or in abilities to recycle the launching chips, we reduce the cost so people can access more. So right now it's about understanding the market economy, just I said before. What we are at NBTC we are doing is studying the abilities to make people penetrate the market easier, to find competitive edge, to attract more investor, to find a way that good, willing citizens like you guys can come in and play in this field. So as a regulators, we are obliged to do such models that you can come in and work and helping Thai societies to have access to connectivities, advanced technology, high-speed technologies, and anything beyond that. Because anything Thailand do is also help our neighboring countries, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, even as stretched as Vietnam, because we share cross borders. So scale is there, but how to collaborate, how to network, how to make things work in the same standardizations and levels is very important. So that's where we focus at the moment.
And to wrap up this session, can I ask each of the panelists, what do you think is the most exciting thing that is going to happen in space discovery in the next few years? Can I start with Mr. Pribowski?
Certainly, yes, that's a very good question, and I think we've already had some indicators on the other panels today. So personally, I think we do see a convergence with other industries as well. We're not the most innovative of all business. I think we have to be honest about that. We need to be more innovative, and for me, certainly software is certainly the key thing. It's all revolves around software, and the limit is the imagination, because you can do so many things. So that, for me, is certainly the key. Generative IT, I think, is going to have a huge impact as well. You can see many applications for that as well. So again, it's also going to be finding the talent, which is going to be the important challenge there too.
And Mr. Hamid?
If I may, there are several areas in my mind that are popping up. Innovation is one, and how much technology has evolved in a very short time in the past, and where we can see it going in the future. We know that miniaturization, the improvement in solar technologies, the buses that we have, and the payloads that we have, it's tremendous. So I see a lot of these new innovations coming into play, and if I were to link it to the question that you asked earlier about affordability, I think the question we should be asking ourselves is, can we afford not to invest in space for the future? That is a real question that we should be asking ourselves. And certainly, there is a trend, and obviously there's enough evidence of the type of technologies that are being used in space, invested in space by industries alike. And I think it's a very bright future for us. For Airbus specifically, we are working from everything from satellites all the way to space exploration as well. And that is another frontier for us that we're going well into to understand very much about our past, our solar system, and beyond. So that's very exciting. Not to mention, or not to forget to mention that we are also building the Orion's European space module for the Artemis project for the next time we land into the moon with humans on board as well. Thanks.
And Mr. Kitano, what do you think is the most exciting thing about space that's going to happen?
Yeah, so this is interesting. I think like with next few years, we're going to redefine this planet. I think what we call a cybernetic Earth. You know, like this Dr. Lovelock has the hypothesis called the Gaia hypothesis, that assuming like this planet is some like organism. I think that's a biological version of the Gaia hypothesis, but with the satellite and sensors all around, we can actually augment the Gaia hypothesis with the entire digital communication, digital sensing capabilities. Which I think we can call it the cybernetic Earth. I think that would be the new definition of our planet, and I think that would be the first step toward the entire long-range terraformation to actually, provide a homeostasis to this planet in the long run.
And Ms. Yushi?
One sentence. Find the outer Earth civilization and communicate with them, use space technology.
Okay, that's very exciting. And what do you think, Mr. Pachara?
My regulator hat would say that the challenge of securities and generative AI on space with space security and sovereignties, that's definitely my regulator hat. My personal hat would be NASA keep reviewing these extraterrestrial things outside the Earth, which is totally comedian for me. But yes, that's a new frontier, and my kids wanting to go to Mars. That's another exciting thing in 3 years. Okay.
Thank you very much, all our 5 panelists, for a wonderful discussion. And before you leave the stage, and we are having a lunch break, can I ask for a group photo just in front of the stage? So we just take one group photo before we go to lunch. Thank you. Please give a round of applause to all our 5 panelists. And that will conclude our session for this morning. But we have more interesting topic to discuss this afternoon at 2 p.m. We are going to have another host for the afternoon session. Kun Pipu Pumkelka is going to be your host in the afternoon. And I must thank you for all your time and attention this morning. And we will continue our program in the afternoon at 2 p.m. Thank you.